RS5 B9 head stud recommendations. We are finding that on all the 2.9 and 3.0 T motors that head studs are recommended. We did put head studs in our RS5. We're not seeing quite as much of an issue with head stud or head studs, head bolts, factory head bolts stretching in customer cars. Our cars get really abused.
Yeah, I can't see why we wouldn't with it if it's a really heavy used
Yeah.
track and drag and whatever applications that is not going to be a problem.
But because of the metallurgy of the factory head bolts, when you essentially, I don't know what combustion pressure is 50% more combustion pressures, you're putting a lot more stress on those factory head bolts. And because the PSI strength of those factory head bolts is not that high, because they don't have to deal with factory power, slowly those bolts start stretching. And we're talking about a very, very tiny amount. But as that happens, when you're under boost, the head studs will allow the head to lift slightly. And actually combustion pressure goes out of the combustion chamber into the coolant jacket. And then so you start pressurizing your coolant system. All high horsepower 2.9 and 3.0 Ts will need head studs. And it's not a quick, easy job. If you keep the power lower, you shouldn't need it. But when you're really, you're at stage 3 and on full power, E60 file, eventually you will need it. The way you'll know is you'll start, your coolant system will start burping, and eventually you'll get a coolant light, like a low coolant warning light, and you'll see like coolant has come out of the reservoir.